Okay. I just thought I would take you with me as I'm processing our meeting from yesterday. And I'm just renaming the photos that I got because I did receive most of these photos on my WhatsApp, and I discovered this morning, because I couldn't do anything once I got home. I was exhausted. I had a sore back. We sat down. It's Friday night is our marriage time, so we watched Krimi together, De Alte, if you want to know. And I'm just now, as I'm processing this material, processing my impressions, the concepts from yesterday. In the Peace Designer meeting, the project part that we went through in the afternoon, intergenerationally connecting to each other and sharing, I contemplate how Merit shared her feelings of never being enough. And I just have to think about how that was exactly my own, even processing this material now. I haven't processed my own material. I'm going over these hundreds of photos that Hala sent us, and I'm grateful that we have this resource that we have managed. So one of the wins of this conference yesterday, it was truly intergenerational and cooperational. We have managed to secure partnerships with the United Nations and enable young people to participate, and now in their own right. So whereas initially, as Women's Federation, we invited the young people to support us and work with us, now they have their own ECOSOC status recognized organization, International Association of Youth and Service for Peace. And we're working together. And they were the more active agents in this meeting. And it was mentioned, it was intergenerational, though I really felt the main focus was on the young, on the youth, which is so important. And I was there as a former staff member of the United Nations, supporting in my capacity as an NGO support of the Women's Federation, the Mothers Organization. And I just had a call from someone who is interested and inspired to work at the United Nations. And I reflect on my project, Dream Job UN, and I didn't even mention that website that I set up. It's still going, and there's also a Facebook group with that same name, which I haven't been feeding for a long time. Perhaps this is the time now. What I wanted to address was these feelings of never being enough and how important it is. So in the discussion yesterday, we addressed those concepts, and I gave my feedback, and my feedback is it is so important to validate one another, to support one another. Okay, you know me, I'm always off on a tangent. And the other thing is what I'm thinking of now. It's not just that. Okay, I've lost it again. I'm great at multitasking, I really am. with my 5 kids and working full time and all sorts of other things, and my job at the UN, and now supporting the Women's Federation. I'm grateful for all that I can do. And sure, maybe I shouldn't be telling my story at the same time as I'm trying to do something which of itself might be a waste of time. But this whole exercise is just my processing. I am a data assistant and I need my information organized. So I'm trying to organize my input. On the one hand, I'm fairly fanatical, radically fanatical at collecting the information related to the activities of Women's Federation for World Peace. I love documenting our projects because the whole point, this feeling, I mean, I called it imposter syndrome yesterday, but it's not only that, this feeling of never being enough, of being inadequate. It's not just, oh, they're going to find out that I'm a fraud. It's really this insecurity, this personal insecurity. And so even just doing this, I'm exposing myself, because at the same time, I'm thinking, oh, what if you're watching what I'm doing and recognizing what a waste of time it is, how unnecessary it is to relabel photographs manually. And the other step was this, you see their WhatsApp, I downloaded each one of these images individually. Hala sent them to me, and I got totally overwhelmed yesterday because my WhatsApp crashed. It got stuck. I wanted to start downloading the photos, and in the middle they disappeared. So this morning when I checked them, I was relieved to find that they are actually there. And then I proceeded downloading them all. In the meantime, she's posted links onto her Facebook profile, and she has written a beautiful journalistic report of the meeting yesterday in German. And sorry, I'm just looking at what this post was, how this is labeled. And so the next step for me was I looked at the photos and saw there were more photos that she had posted on Facebook than what she had sent me. So assumed that I had missed some. And you know, the other thing I'm pretty good at is FOMO, fear of missing out. And I don't want to miss out. I've accepted that I can't be perfect, that I won't ever manage the perfect data conglomeration, that it will never be a seamless collection. However, that doesn't put me off from still trying. And I would like to have my information as complete as possible. So it's my, what do you call it? Due diligence. I do my best. I do what I can. So that's what I'm doing. I'm collecting the material related to the activities of the Women's Federation. And I pride myself at being the primary source of documentary information, fully knowing that there's a whole crowd of people that never send me anything, and I do not have access to all the information, and I don't even have relationships with all the people who are feeding into this incredible organization, Women's Federation for World Peace, and I don't even attend all of the meetings. In fact, when I'm invited, I was talking to Renata yesterday, when I'm invited, I have learned to say no. And I pride myself at not saying yes to every invitation and discerning which events I will attend and which not. And this Youth Changemakers event, I was originally invited to co-organize, to provide a Zoom link, in other words, to be in there from the beginning, and I refused. Well, it wasn't a refusal like, no, I'm not going to do it. It was, hey, I've got my health core, I've got my rehab, and I've got my health issues, and I don't know whether I will be available, firstly, even, what's the word, logistically, whether I'll be here or in rehab, and whether I'll be fit enough. So I just said no. And then I've had my rehab, and I'm active again with the Women's Federation. I've been roped in again. And then I was asked to support, to advise for this particular meeting at the UN, because I've had a lot of experience hosting and live streaming meetings from the conference rooms at the United Nations in Vienna. I've done it with Women's Federation, I've done it with Toastmasters. Then Renata got me to help with the NGO Committee on Aging, where she facilitated a first-time conference for them at the United Nations. And I supported the technical aspects of that meeting. And quite honestly, when I've been supporting these conferences at the UN, even the UN technical staff are noticing, yes, I know what I'm doing. And jokingly, of course, because I'm a retiree, I can't work there anymore. I finished when I turned 65, but anyhow, asking me if I wouldn't like to work for conference services for the technical support of the meetings, because yes, quite honestly, I do like to get the things right. I do like to know that we are using the full capacity of that we have, and being of service to those who can't attend the meeting on the spot at the time by providing either the online streaming service so that they can participate remotely, but also or recording the meeting so that we can share the totally inspiring concepts of what we're doing with others, even later, even when they can't be there in person or watch live instantaneously while it's happening. I started the YouTube channel for Women's Federation because I was so inspired by the events that we were holding and found the content so amazing that it just had to be shared, even though we were so few in numbers. And what often happens is I just get my mobile phone out and start recording. And I apologize, the recordings are not top notch. They're not best quality. And even if I just have a few sound bites from some of these events, I'm so grateful to have them because they inspire me. I don't know how it is for you. They inspire me, and I feel it's significant. And I am consumed with a conviction that even though much of this content, many of these videos have 0 views, likes, or shares, there will come a time in the future when this will be a resource, a library, an archive that people will be grateful and happy to turn to for information about what those now old women did 20, 30 years ago. How did they start at the United Nations? So I'm just showing you that I am resilient, I am patient. I know that there may be more efficient ways of doing this, and some of my blockages, even today, have been extremely frustrating. However, I don't allow them to be blockages to stop me. I continue, and with the determination that it will be okay. I have to look at what's happening here. I'm getting this notification of the duplicates, and usually it doesn't bother me, because if it's the same name, then it will appear together, and then I will be able to see if they are actually the same, or just have I've already got around to using the name twice. And that's not really a problem. I can check the properties of any picture to tell whether it is there twice or not, whether it's a duplicate or needs to be renamed, because it's not a duplicate at all. On the other hand, there may be many duplicates that have got different names. That's, for example, look at these two, 16, 17. The only way to figure out if those two really are the same picture is to open it up and then move to the next one. So this is number 16. No, they're two different pictures, so that's okay. So no need to delete one of those. But when I just examine it like that, I can't tell, right? So I'm looking for a picture with a bracket and a number 1 or 2 in the name, behind the name, to see whether it really is the same, and to see whether I need to change my template for renaming the pictures that have been downloaded by Hala from WhatsApp. Because, okay, this one, 2, 3, 27, 2, 3, 99, 26. No, these are all different, see? So 27, HM 100, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. So let's go 200 here. We'll call this 200. So I did ask ChatGPT once about naming batches of pictures, and I confess I've forgotten already how it works, but it is possible to do that. However, I'm not that versed in ChatGPT that I can really say that I have used it for digital. I've used it more for verbal, for work, Word documents, not really for pictures so much. There was another one there. There was a 4, I thought. Oh, no, 4. Okay. Oh, it's gone. So 200, 200. So 300. All right, let's go 400. All right, let's go. No, these are 3 similar, but they're all different. So we use the same template. Hello 100. Oh, no, I had a number there, the 100. Okay, then we'll call that a 500. 83 of, okay, so this is where I got to the WhatsApp download, and there are 100 pictures, and this was number 83 of 100. And it wasn't till I was halfway through downloading them that I recognized that they had that numbering. because when I download from WhatsApp, they all get the same name from the WhatsApp message, the date and time. So then I started numbering them with the number of the picture from the group. So I will do that here again and just insert the title in here. And that keeps my naming protocol. But my challenge then will still be to sort out the duplicates, because I have downloaded some from Facebook, believing that I had not received them on WhatsApp. And then my challenge is, what I was thinking of in this peace designer training yesterday, we had an intergenerational meeting. It was the peace designer project, and I was representing the older generations. The concept of the conference of Changemakers was those above 25 and those below 25. And I think there are a lot of people above 25 who are in their 30s, maybe even 40s, and not, well, actually, we were quite a few above 60. Anyhow, I thought the concept was really just as 25 as the division line between young and old. So it was fascinating. I felt like I'm the third older generation, the grandmothers, not just the parents of children, but grandparents. And I recognized one of the members in our group did not want to share her family name. And, me, I'm basically authentic, transparent, and I believe that we need to challenge social media and provide more positive input and not be afraid of the distortion and mutilation of our input by evil forces. On the other hand, I am so aware of the dangers and the risks of posting too much. Like even now, since I have gone into, which program was it? One of these programs for making your own avatar, and recognized how easy it is to create images. And we know this is what AI is doing, creating images which are images. They're not the true person. They are images representing either people or false individuals, not real people at all. And I recognize the more information you feed and make available, the more somebody could use this content to manipulate an image and create an impression which is not your true self. So I totally respect the concept of not sharing your real name and not wanting to appear. So this is what even held me back from sharing my own content. And oops, I didn't mean to go back. I meant to, what happened there? I think I just went up on the top of the page. No, okay, I want to go back into this folder to the last file. I pressed the Verstelltaste, the shift. I wanted to delete this, and I pressed the shift instead of the delete, because this is a duplicate. Also, it belongs in the videos file, and it's probably already there. Go back. So open the videos file. Yes, thank you. Give me this video and let me move it across to my videos. And then let me check whether I've got it twice. Okay, I didn't have it yet. These are my videos. Okay, so the other thing I was doing, I like having all of my videos in my database. And once back there to the photos, let me finish what I was saying here. So I didn't post this stuff because I thought, on the one hand, this was a conference at the UN, and I believe we ought to have the understanding, and of course the small print should be there, that if you attend a meeting here, then you need to be prepared to have your information shared publicly. And if you don't want to have that happen, then you need to make that clear. And okay, this lady did not want her surname shared. She didn't tell me her surname. So that to me is an indication. But does it mean I can't use her image, her photo? So anyhow, these are the considerations, because I want to respect people's privacies, their feelings. And I believe that when I operate on a frequency of honesty and transparency, and let me just share with you another thing. Today, the 28th of February, apparently the planets are all lined up, which has a special astrological significance. And I really believe that this is a turning point where things can and will and are turning to the good. And therefore, those who have a those who are trying to do good, who are wanting to um, to to create good, and who believe in building a better and ideal world, need to be visible. People need to know where to find them. So that's a point. So that's probably why when I do this kind of stuff, I want to post it to my YouTube channel. And so far, most of this stuff has gone onto my Oz Lily YouTube channel, which was the first YouTube channel that I opened up, where there's even stuff from Toastmasters and Women's Federation. And then eventually there came a time where I set up a separate channel for Women's Federation, and then even one for Toastmasters. And then a couple of years ago, I did a course with the Babas, and they recommended setting up a channel in your own name. So I thought, okay, I'll use the Oz Lily channel for all of my working stuff, and my Lily Gundaka channel for real promotions. And this is the kind of stuff that is probably going to stay on my Oz Lily channel because of those fears and concepts of, what if somebody doesn't want me to show these pictures that I've got from the conference? What if somebody, what if, all of this stuff, plus the videos that I'm still planning to process. They have some really, really good content, and I want to share this content in a smaller clip. So this is, for example, the representative from the Philippine embassy, and it's just at the very beginning where he says something which I want to make into a clip. So the consul from the embassy has just made a reference to the people who are supporting the meeting, and I wanted to cut out that little clip just to point out his positive attitude towards us. And I'm very inspired because he has spoken at a number of our conferences at the United Nations, and he supports our not he personally, even though yes, he personally, and the Philippine embassy. And we have these partners where we recognize when we go out there and do what we believe to be right and good, we will also attract those with similar values and goals, and then we can cooperate. And this meeting, this Youth Changemakers Forum 2.0. It's called Intergenerational Innovation Lab. It was really inspiring. It really was.